Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punt Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Well, hello and welcome. This is Sports Talk with me, Lewis Connell. And as always, I'm joined by Peter Spencer from Betfred. How are you today, Peter?
Yeah, great. No problems at all.
Fantastic. Well, we'll start with the Champions League then. A big night of quarter-final action tonight. First legs, of course. Arsenal are at home to Bayern Munich and City are away to Real Madrid. We'll start with Arsenal. It's a bit of a shame that both games are on at the same time because they'll both be fantastic watches, I'm sure.
Yeah, they will. That will all be about the return of Harry Kane, who is favourite, as it happens, to score first, although Arsenal are the favourites to win the game with Betfred. And it's the other game involved Real Madrid and City, as you say. That is probably the glamour one. That probably just edges it. Betfred have Real Madrid 9-5 to win. City 7-5, so slight favourites there for City. Big clash in the middle of the park. Foden against his England teammate Bellingham. Foden is 7-1 to score the first goal with Betfred. Haaland 7-2, his favourite. And Bellingham 11-2 shot to score the first goal in what should be an absolutely classic game with lots of attention on whether they should have a roof over the stadium. Then to do with the weather here in Ashton-under-Lyne today, it's a great Manchester, then maybe they should have the roof on.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously it can't be decided tonight, but if both teams do make it through, City and Arsenal, they'll actually meet in the semi-finals as well, won't they? So that'll be a big semi-final if that was to be the case.
Yeah, to win the Champions League outright, City are 15-8 favourites with Betfred. Arsenal second favourites 4-1, Real Madrid 11-2, and Bayern Munich 15-2. So we do think the winner will come from these matches tonight.
And City could still, of course, go on to win the treble as well, which would be quite astounding to do that back-to-back.
Yeah, well, it would be, wouldn't it? City are 8-1 with us, so they've drifted a little bit there, probably because of the odds in the Premier League. But City are 8-1 now with Betfred to win the treble. Liverpool, for them to win their treble, which is not quite as big a treble. That's the EFL Trophy, the Premier League and Europa League. Well, Liverpool, who've already won the EFL, of course, they are 9-2 to achieve their treble.
And speaking of Liverpool, they got a draw at Old Trafford at the weekend, 2-2 coming from behind in that one. It was probably a result that didn't really help either side, really, did it?
No, it was kind of worse for Liverpool because they've drifted a little bit now in the title odds, although they're still equal top with Arsenal, with City 1 point behind. From United's point of view, it didn't help, but there again, they are way behind Spurs and Aston Villa for a top 4 finish. They'll be praying that it becomes a top 5 finish that becomes important. But even if that happens, they'll be struggling. So they've drifted big time in the betting for a top 4 finish. 2-2 as it happens at Old Trafford. That was a 16-1 shot at Betfred. We had quite a few people on for that. It was a strange game. That mistake by Liverpool that let in Bruno. That was a turning point for me. And the way that Bruno took it was absolutely phenomenal. Talk about awareness to get that ball in the net from there. It was just tremendous. So to win the title now, Betfred have City back as favourites, 6-4. And that's despite being 1 point behind Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal are 7-4 with Betfred for the title and Liverpool 9-4. And I've been wondering about why City are still favourites, even though they're a point behind. And of course, much to do with it not really mattering that much because it's 3 points that matter for a 3 point for a win, of course. But if you look at the run-ins, Arsenal have probably got the most difficult. They've got games against Chelsea, and another London rival, Spurs. So these derby fixtures that seem to occur in London are catching up there. So we've got Chelsea, Spurs away, United away. So these are tough games for Arsenal. Liverpool, they've got Everton away, West Ham away, Spurs at home, and Aston Villa away, and that is going to be a tough game, that away at Aston Villa, who'll be no doubt looking for a top 4 finish at that stage. City, much more simple games starting this weekend against Luton at home. United have got Bournemouth away, and on Sunday it's Liverpool entertaining Palace and Arsenal against Villa. So the top 3 will probably, who by the quirk always seems to have the home matches at the same weekend and then the away matches the same weekend. Those 3 will probably all win. So it'll be the same again when we sit here on Monday next week.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. City obviously look very comfortable in that 4-2 win against Palace, so you should think they'll get the job done against Luton, and then that'll mean they'll obviously stay as favourites. But we'll move on now to the big event this weekend. That is the Grand National, which is starting on Saturday, of course.
Yeah, it's it's the busiest day of the year as far as everyone is concerned at Betfred. Phenomenal event. This year there's 34 horses, so less than normal. It's a different start as well. There's not as big a longer running for the first fence, which will slow the horses down. These are all little changes that are being made, but it won't take away from the fame and the drama of the greatest race in the world of horse racing, and it all comes from Aintree at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. What an occasion that will be. Corach Rambler is the favourite at Betfred, 11-2. That'll be make history basically, because it'll be the second year running if Corach Rambler does get past the fence first, past the post first, and he'll be looking to emulate Tiger Roll, that had successive wins in 2018 and 2019, and of course Red Rum. Now it's only 3 horses have actually had back-to-back wins, which shows how tough it is to win this race. So we've got Corach Rambler as the favourite to go and do it all again. She'll be up against Rachel Blackmore, who's on Minella Indoo, and it should be, just as it always is, a fantastic spectacle, broadcast all over the world. The great Grand National at Aintree at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Yeah,
it should be a fantastic event. And just to finish, we've got some odds on the Betfred Challenge Cup. That's currently at the quarter-final stage.
Yeah, I mean, if all that drama isn't enough, we've got the Betfred Challenge Cup going on as well. We're at the quarter-final stage. Some tremendous games in line there. We've got Catalan Dragons against Huddersfield Giants, Hull KR against Lee Leopards, that's on Saturday. And on Sunday, Castleford Tigers against Wigan Warriors. And the big one for me, which is St Helens against Warrington Wolves. That'll be the fourth quarter-final. We do think it'll be a win for Wigan, Saints and Catalans, and the odds reflect that. We've got Wigan 11-8 favourites to lift the Challenge Cup, they're the outright winners. St Helens 9-4, and then we've got the Wire at 12-1. Sandwiched between Saints and the Wire, we've got Catalan Dragons at 13-2. Lee amongst the outsiders at 14-1. They've got a tough-looking game at Hull KR on the Saturday.
Well, thank you very much, as always, for joining us, Peter. And obviously a lot to take in there. There's plenty that you can be putting your money on, especially with the Grand National coming up this weekend. So if you do fancy putting a little bet on, you can bet online, on the app, or in Betfred stores. And we'll see you at the same time on Friday.
Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punt Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.